Let's be real, it can be really difficult to stay productive. I've had those days myself and they're not great because you really want to get things done, but you're just not in that frame of mind and it can be really hard. So I wanted to share with you some of my daily habits that I do to help keep me productive. I mean, we all want to be productive, right? So let's get into it. Now, don't forget, if you do like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button so that you never miss any of my future videos. I'm also on Instagram, so make sure you do come and check me out there too. And I have an online publication called Confessions of a Creative, which is focusing on different things such as style, beauty, entrepreneurship, culture, a bit of everything. And I know you're going to love it. So please head over and show some support. I would really appreciate it. Now let's get started with this video. A clean space means a clean mind, and that's one of my first habits that I want to share with you guys, because honestly, if your work area is nice and clean, it's really going to play a positive role when it comes to trying to be productive and stay productive. Just cleaning up your work area before you actually get to work can really put you in the right frame of mind. Sometimes if we are already feeling kind of like jumbled up in the head and we just feel like we don't know what we're doing today and it's hard to get started to be productive, let alone stay productive, if you have a clean space in front of you and your workspace is very kind of decluttered and easy to navigate, you're going to find it so much easier to actually get straight into work because everything is already so visually organized in front of you that it helps your mind to also kind of get into the right frame of mind and be organized too. I don't know about you, but I've had days where my work area is not necessarily that clean, and the minute I've started work, I just feel like I don't even know where I'm starting because everything is so messy and it ends up making me feel messy too. So I feel like if I have a good, structured, clean workspace, it really does help me. Now, what I generally tend to do is think about what it is that I'm going to be working on. If I know that I've got a lot of admin today, then I like to keep my space completely free because the only thing that I really want there is my laptop, because that's going to help me to focus on that. I take away all other kind of disruptions, such as, you know, my phone and things like that. Anything that's going to like take my attention away, I take it away. And if I'm actually working on more of a creative day, so I know that I'm going to be doing maybe, I don't know, putting mood boards together or working on some creative content, then I like to kind of have my workspace feeling quite creative too. And that just means that I have some of the things that help me to kind of just get into that creativity zone out on my desk. So I kind of set it up to suit the type of work that I'm doing that day. And honestly, it really does help. So that is my first habit. Timed to-do lists. Now, I know this might sound quite obvious to you, but actually not a lot of people do it, and surprisingly too, because I honestly thought everyone has to-do lists. I realized from speaking to different people as well that they don't necessarily all use to-do lists. To me, I felt like it was an obvious thing that I didn't actually do myself for a little while, and I realized only after kind of doing it that it's helped me so much, but I kind of like adjusted it slightly so that it works according to what would work well for me. So what I tend to do is, rather than just having a to-do list, because what can happen with a to-do list is you just add everything that you need to get done, and probably more than you actually can get done in that one day, and you don't think about, hold on a minute, am I going to be able to get this done? And by the time you get halfway down the list, and let's just say it's 4 or 5 p.m. and you're like, there's no way I'm going to get the rest of this done, it can actually end up making you feel quite unproductive. So what I started to do was actually time each task that I added to my to-do list, and I also made sure that it was in order of priority. So the one that was most important to me to get done today, I put that right at the top. I also make sure that I add just a number next to it. It's like, how long can I actually spend on this? So I want to give myself at least 2 hours on this project, so I know that that's my time that I've allocated for that, and I should be able to get it done within that time. So I usually kind of add a bit of extra time. If I know that I can get it done in an hour and a half, I usually add an extra half hour just in case, and then I move on to the next task that I would hope to get done in the same day and add how long that would take. So I'm just a bit more realistic with my to-do lists, because I know that, you know, I'm going to stop for lunch, I'm going to probably take a break in between each task, and I have to be realistic about, you know, does a certain task require a lot of research, in which case I know that I need extra time for that task. Having how long I've allocated next to each task actually does help to just give me a nudge to make sure that I do actually stay within that time frame that I've allocated. Otherwise, I can just take my time and be working on a task all day, and I find that this structure really helps to kind of just keep me productive and just get me started with productivity too, because once I get started on that first task, I know that I'm on a roll. I know that I can really get my head down and get to work and just keep within the time frame that I've allocated and hopefully get all of my tasks done. But it also does make you a little bit more aware for the next time that you create your to-do list, that is it realistic? Is it something that you can realistically get done today? And how much should I really have on that list? And if you make it realistic, you're less likely to be disappointed by the time you get to the end of the list, because you probably will get to the end of the list and won't have anything left over because you have been realistic about it. Take a break. Now, this also seems quite obvious, but honestly, I have been guilty of it so many times where I actually don't take a break because I become so consumed in my work. And as much as I feel like that is me being productive, it can actually hinder the quality of work and also just your mental health too. Like, you need to feel healthy too. You need to feel like you're approaching work in a healthy way. I am honestly the first one who would probably make this mistake. And I found that just scheduling breaks really does help me to make sure that I'm not so caught up in everything I'm doing. Trust me, I used to be that person that I got started on something and I just didn't want to be interrupted. Anyone says anything to me and I feel like, okay, just stop, leave me alone. I just need to get on with this. But then I could be there for hours and it's so unhealthy for you because you're so focused on this one thing that you're doing. You're not actually taking a break to refresh your mind, kind of realign yourself and get back into it with a fresh mind, a fresh approach. And you're probably going to end up finishing it in a more productive way and better quality at the end of it. So always remember to take a break. If you are worried about like how long do you take for a break, like when do you actually add in those breaks, because you also don't want to kind of like disturb any kind of like creative light bulb moment that you're having, then just kind of schedule it in terms of like after each task, which is what I mentioned earlier. So I like to kind of make sure that I know that right on my to-do list, I have what it is that I need to get done. And I know that next up it says break. So I want to make sure I take a break. If you structure your day this way, honestly, it will help you so much and it really does help you to stay productive. I know all of these things seem quite easy to do, but honestly, that should hopefully make you actually do them, because they may be easy, they may be obvious, but they actually do have a huge change on how productive you are through the day. And I find that having these kind of like habits implemented into my day ensure that I stay productive and not just kind of get into it in the right way, but then I don't finish it in the right way. Take a break because it will honestly do you the world of good. I just like to take 10 minutes. If I'm having lunch, obviously, I'll probably take half an hour, 40 minutes or so. And then if I take a break in between other tasks that I'm doing, I usually just go and make a coffee. I will make sure that I don't kind of like do anything work related. I take a walk, I go out on the balcony, I do something that is completely unrelated to work. It just freshens my mind and gets me ready to continue with what I was doing. What I will add to this though is I have realized over time that it is best to make sure that your break does not consist of scrolling on Instagram or anything like that. Make sure your break doesn't consist of anything digital. It's very easy for us to just reach for the phone and think, oh, I've been so good, I haven't actually looked at it while I've been working. So on my break, I'm going to treat myself and just look at my phone. That isn't necessarily giving yourself a break. All you're doing is, firstly, you're probably going to end up scrolling if you're anything like me, and then you just don't even realize where those 10 minutes go. So just don't do it. Just don't go for the phone. Taking a break means really taking a break from everything that you have. Your phone, social media can also be like not that great for your mind. So take a break from everything around you. Don't go to your phone initially. I know you're going to be tempted, but please don't. You need to kind of like really calm yourself, calm your mind, take your attention off of anything that needs your eyes to work very hard. Just go and sit and close your eyes for 10 minutes. Just relax, do something which doesn't require any kind of mental capacity at all. So hopefully that helps. Healthy snacking. Now, this is something that I found really helped me. And the reason being is because sometimes if I used to take a break and decide to eat something, sometimes I would eat the wrong thing. And it doesn't mean that I'm being unhealthy, but having like a very carby meal for lunch or as a snack really just makes me want to fall asleep. So I found that when I do have snacks, especially when I'm trying to be productive, I want to stay productive, I've got a lot to do, then I do opt for things which are a little bit more healthy and light on my gut. And I'm talking about things like strawberries, some watermelon, anything that isn't going to make you feel super sleepy after. You have like a sandwich or a toasted sandwich or something like that. I don't know about you, but it just makes me want to go to sleep. I'm just like, oh, I just need another break. So If you are anything like me, you're going to need to really think about what you do have in terms of your diet for the day, because your food that you eat, the drinks that you drink can all play a big role in helping to either keep you productive or actually make you feel like you just want to fall asleep. So that's another huge thing. I just like to just keep a bowl of like something that I can snack on so that I don't need to actually get up and go off and do something. So that kind of like is part of my morning prep. So when I'm prepping my workspace, I like to actually think about, right, what do I want to have near me that I can snack on and that's going to be healthy and doesn't require me to get up and actually spend unnecessary time getting it ready. So hopefully that does help. These are all little habits that I do that help keep me productive and help me stay productive throughout the day. And hopefully they've helped you too. Like I said, they are really easy things to do, easy changes, and some of them might seem really obvious. And it may mean that all you need to do is really just kind of tweak it according to your lifestyle so that it fits in well with your type of work. I hope it's helped you. It's definitely something that's helped me. And I know they seem small, but they really, really do help a lot. And they have made me stay way more productive than I was before. I am sending you loads of love wherever you are in the world. And if you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button so that you never miss any of my future videos. Until the next video, take care and I'll see you soon.